I found both this cute shiplap sign and truck at the Dollar Tree just after the holidays, and I thought, let's turn it into something cute for Valentine's. So I started by prying off the tree that was in the back of the truck. I heated up the adhesive with my heat gun and then carefully used a scraper spatula to pry that part off. And I'm going to keep that for a craft next year. Next, I applied a little bit of petroleum jelly on a few spots on the surface. These are areas that are going to resist the paint that we're going to put on next, and then it'll help to create a more distressed look, that really nice chippy farmhouse vibe. Once I was happy with where that petroleum jelly went, that's the same as Vaseline if you're wondering. I applied a generous coat of white chalky paint. This is Deco Art Chalky Finish Paint in Everlasting. It tends to be my go-to chalky style paint, and I just put that all over the surface. And once I was happy with the coverage, I just used my drying tool to help dry up that chalky paint. Next, I took a paper towel and wiped over all those little areas where I had placed the petroleum jelly before. So you can see that the paint really comes up nicely in those little sections. And it's a nice alternative to using sandpaper or a sanding block because you can get a little bit more of that paint off without too much effort. I did use just a sanding block to smooth off any of the little ridges and edges, and then I was ready to move on to the next part. For the outside border of my little sign, I mixed up a little bit of brown acrylic paint. This was also from the dollar store, with about an equal amount of water to create this faux stain, and then use that to paint around that outer rim. You can use this method to create a stain in any color that you'd like, and I've used it to stain wood beads and other signs, and it just looks really nice. I next turned my attention to our little truck. I painted it with this red chalky style paint called Romance. How perfect is that for Valentine's Day? And I just love the coverage it provides. You could do 2 coats if needed, but I just painted 1 coat over everything but the wheels of the truck. I then added a touch of black paint to my red to darken it a bit, and went over the door and the wheel well with that darker shade of red. After drying that a bit, I painted the wheels themselves with some black acrylic paint. Next, I decided to paint some little wood hearts that also came from the dollar store. I had some painted white, red, and gold, and then I used a little bit of Mod Podge and some fine glitter to add red glitter to the red hearts and some silverish glitter to the white hearts. You'll see later, it actually turned out really well. I was worried that that color of glitter, which was the only whitish one that I had, would look off, but it actually looked really cute in the end. Once my hearts were all ready, I loaded them onto the back of the pickup truck, which I had glued onto my shiplap sign. And then I basically stacked those hearts, trying to alternate the colors. I started with the larger ones towards the back, and then layered on top all of the little smaller ones. I really like this dimensional effect of all these hearts coming out. I guess in theory you could replace those hearts later with, say, clovers for St. Patrick's Day, even Easter eggs, flowers, all sorts of different things. So maybe we'll do that in the future. I finished the sign off by dry brushing the beads with a little bit of that brown stain, and then I added on this cute buffalo check ribbon bow, which coordinated really nicely with the wheels of the truck. To finish off our sign, I just added a little gold heart here for an embellishment, and then used a gold paint pen to hand letter love onto the side of the truck. This was such a fun little craft to do. It's got everything, a little bit of sparkle, some gold, some chalky farmhouse vibes, and buffalo check. Like, really, what else would a girl want for Valentine's Day?